Ladies and gentlemen, we are here today to talk about the ending of Squid Game. This is what I will call spoiler talk, not to be confused with pillow talk. Pillow talk was a song by a guy named Zayn who was in a group called One Direction. This is spoiler talk with your boy Keith. I was not in One Direction, and if anybody tells you that I was, they're lying. So if you have not seen the show that I am still calling the best show that I have seen during these pandemic times, then please click off of this video, go check out Squid Game, and then come back after you have seen it, because we are going to get deep into things that happen at the end of this show. So if you've seen it, stay tuned. If you haven't, kindly leave. Appreciate you clicking on this, but get out, and then come back after you've seen Squid Game. All right, here we go. Ladies and gentlemen, episode 9, so much controversy. Last week, LeBron James, King James himself, came out and said, I like Squid Game, I just didn't like the ending. Well, with all fair play to him, you know who else didn't like the ending? Heather. You know who Heather is? She's a wonderful woman who lives in the neighborhood. We've had the opportunity of talking about shows we like, shows we don't like, movies and what have you. And she comes to me and she says, Keith, I liked the show, but what was up with that stupid ending? She might have used another word other than stupid. I can't recall. But I will tell you, she's not alone. And I'm not saying she's right or she's wrong. I just want to give you my opinion because I like the ending. But admittedly, the first time I've seen it, and I might have seen Squid Game front to back about 3 or 4 times now, the first time I saw it, I didn't like it either. I didn't like it because, first of all, you're there and you're thinking to yourself, dude, get on the plane. But then you're also looking at it, and for myself, part of that was just like, it's over. It's done. Like, what, I got to go back to the world now? Like, what's happening out there? I just want to be in the Squid Game universe a little longer. So let's break down this last episode. Okay, so in this last episode, starts off with Gi-hun, our main character. He's in the final game against Sang-woo, a guy who used to be his childhood friend. Now they're butting heads. But Sang-woo's kind of an interesting, so I don't know what that was. Sang-woo's a bit of an interesting character because Sang-woo was kind of like this Anakin Skywalker type where he's really turned to the dark side. And I say dark side because has he gone to the dark side or is he just playing the game really well? Now, in this Squid Game, in the final game, of course, Sang-woo takes his own life. So let's look at this. Gi-hun has had to watch his former childhood friend die. This girl that he was caring for, they developed a friendship with, Kang Se-byuk, is dead. Ol Il-nam, this guy who has become like a father figure to him, is dead. Not to mention the fact that there were we have a total of 455 people that he's seen die over a week. I'm not talking about a wonderful nurse working in a hospital seeing people die of natural causes or what have you. I'm talking like gunshot, falling off of or being dropped off of a cliff or what have you, just these horrible, violent deaths, and he's had to see all of this. Now, when you look at the ending and the question of should he have gotten on the plane or shouldn't he have gotten on the plane, listen, the easy thing to say is, he shouldn't get on, it helped set up season 2. Okay, sure, admittedly. But also we're looking at a character that, with all due respect, never really made great decisions throughout the series, but now we're expecting him in the 99th hour, he's going to start making great decisions. I think it's a little more. So when we dissect this episode again, after Squid Game, he wins it, and he's got all of this money, 45.6 billion won. But it's blood money. It's the bloodiest of blood money. All of these people died for it. So there's some people who might say, I don't care, I'd go and spend it. Yeah, that's a thing to say, but you have all these people around you that have died. You've seen people right beside you shot in the head. You've literally pulled people to their death. And now after that, and that's over the course of a week, by the way. And after all of that, you're just supposed to be tickety-boo. So he gets back home. He goes to see his mother, one of the people he was doing all of this for, and she's dead. The time that he was gone, the time that he left, he's dealing with the guilt that not only did he really contribute to putting his mother in this financial situation that she was in, but he wasn't there when she died. So he comes back and she's dead. Now, in regards to his daughter, we knew that his daughter was okay. She wasn't in a foster situation or, living on the streets. She was with her mom and her stepdad, and we know that she's okay. But his mom's dead. And the toll that takes on him is just so immense. So for the next year, he's got all this money, but doesn't care about it. Blood money again. And then a year later, he gets that mysterious invitation, and he goes and he meets with the person. And I'm saying he meets with the person because I have a feeling there's still some people in here who haven't seen the show, so I'm still going to be somewhat vague. But he goes and he meets with the person, has the meeting, but now he's got the permission that he needs, the internal permission to start spending that money. So he goes and he looks after Kang Se-byuk's brother. He goes and he looks after Sang-woo's mom. And now he's going to jump on a plane and he's going to go and he's going to visit his daughter. He's going to go and see her and be with her because he has the financial means to look after her. Then one of the most horrifying scenes of the show, in my opinion, takes place. He's at the train station and you're just thinking to yourself, okay, he's at the train station. He's going to head to the airport. Everything's going to be good. But then he sees that same guy, the guy that they call the salesman, the guy who was there like slapping the taste out of somebody's mouth as he's recruiting again for the next installment of Squid Game. And that's when Gi-hun realizes that it's still going on. I say that scene was horrifying for me because not only does it bring you back to the beginning of the show and how it started and how they recruited so many people, but also the fact that the salesman's so smug and has like this cockiness to him and this arrogance to him. And then something in Gi-hun just snaps. And all of a sudden he's realized that, you know what? I'm not your racehorse. I'm not like, I'm a person, I'm a human, and I don't want this happening to other people. And then the question becomes, if you knew that all of these people were dying and you could, I don't know, not necessarily stop it, but do something, would you, or would you step away? Now, I've heard a valid argument in terms of, well, go see your daughter and then go and deal with it. Okay, and that's fine, but that doesn't really translate as well onto the show, I think, in terms of okay, I'm going to jump on the plane and then I'm going to come back. So the question's then, okay, well, what's he going to do? Because we know that these VIPs and the people who run the game are tied into banking, so that money could very well disappear from his account. But we're jumping ahead into what could potentially happen in season 2. The fact that he didn't get on the plane to me says that he's not okay with what's going on, and from a moral standpoint, he is finally making what you could say is a right decision, because how many of us could walk away from that? Respectfully, there are people that are watching this video who couldn't walk away from a stray dog. You mean to tell me that you're going to walk away from the fact that people are being killed senselessly? Now, I thought it was very powerful. I thought it was very impactful. I can't say it was my favorite episode of the season, and I can't say it was like by far the greatest ending, but I was okay with it. I wasn't okay with the show being over because Squid Game withdrawal is a thing. Take it from me. But I was okay with the fact that he's going to go back. We have no idea what he's going to do. We can start to speculate and we can have other conversations about that. But as far as the ending is concerned, I don't think it was a terrible ending. I think obviously it's an ending that we can discuss. But when I think of terrible endings, I think of like, How I Met Your Mother or a Dexter or something like that. You can't say it's like How I Met Your Mother or Dexter. I think that, we as people who supported him through this journey wanted to see him go and visit his daughter. The fact that his daughter's okay, to me, gives him a pass. I'm okay with seeing him go back and doing what he can. I don't know what he can do. I guess we're going to have to figure that out. But I think when you've seen so many people die, I don't think it's easy to just jump on the plane and forget it, because let's remember the mental anguish this guy went through for over a year. Think about that. Nobody's talking about this part. This guy's got like 45.6 billion won in the bank, and he's not touching it. So just think about that. You just won a lottery. You just win Lotto Max. You win $70 million. You're not going to touch it for a year? You're just going to let it be there and just kind of... No, of course not. You're going to go into it. He couldn't. The guilt was too overwhelming. So anyways, all of that to say, I stand by what I've said before. Squid Game, best show I've seen in these pandemic times. I love it. I want to hear, though, a couple of things. I got 2 questions for you. Question number 1, what's the best thing that you've seen during these pandemic times? Because maybe I haven't seen it and you need to introduce me to something. And also, how do you feel about the ending of Squid Game? I'm telling you, I'm going to be back in a couple of weeks. I'm going to do another Squid Game video. I'm going to call this one, Why Do I Love Squid Game So Much? I had a friend say to me the other day, he's like, Keith, you know what? You talk about Squid Game a lot. I think you're obsessed. Guilty. Thank you so much, ladies and gentlemen, for checking this out. I hope you are all well, and I look forward to chatting with you soon. Bye.